do this for you guys. Enjoy.
Welcome back to We the Thunder. The sound effects are back. It's August 16th. School is back in session. Pumpkin spices are back in coffee and wherever else you put pumpkin spices. And the weather is getting a little bit colder. Thomas Schooley. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's not getting any colder at all. But the NHL season is right around the corner, and that means the Lightning are almost back. If it's your first time viewing this show, We the Thunder, I'd like to introduce myself. They call me Shooter, and this guy next to me is the Professor Thomas Schooley, and he has his own sound effect.
Ring the bell, school's back in. Break it down.
Thomas Schooley.
I thought that arena played it for Stammer, not me.
Well, so. that is your daddy. So.
Everybody asked me that picture you made of me with Stamkos was like, who did that? And I was like, it was Stammer. I mean, it was Shooter, not me. I did not make that picture.
I prefer the one where I photoshopped you with him holding the Stanley Cup. But
yes, I got that several times. Several people sent me that and was like, how did he do that? And I was like, I don't know. He's good at Photoshop.
It's fun to, especially photoshopping you.
No, really. One day in the offseason, Stammer held me up over his head, and the rest was history.
Yeah. All right. So there's not too much to talk about the Lightning, but we got a little bit of Lightning news that we're going to share. We're going to jump into a little bit of just, general NHL offseason news, and we've got some pretty cool guests. So we're going to bring them on now, and we're going to talk about USF Ice Hockey, the Ice Bulls. And for anyone that doesn't know this, I'm a USF alumni. So I feel like an honorary Ice Bowl. I never played on the team there. And as you'll hear a lot in the next 20, 30 minutes, I also play hockey. So me and my guy Owen Welsh from the USF Ice Bulls, and you know him, Tyler Moss. He's been on the show before, are joining us for this show. And they're going to tell us a little bit about the upcoming season here with USF Hockey. So Tyler, let's start with you. I can't even keep up with like what you are doing. You're like 17 years old and you got 3 different titles and you're doing this and that. And I feel like I'm underachieving in life. So
every time I see him on Twitter, it's like, hello guys, I'd like to announce I am now. And then 2 weeks later, okay, I am proud to announce I am. And I'm like, well, wait, where's he going? What is he doing?
Ooh, yeah, so I'm not 17. I want to clear that up for the people that see Drake on my Twitter. We are of legal age. I do something new every week, it feels like. But no, I've really been passionate about helping out this hockey program and excited to talk less about me today. And I'm really excited to bring on Owen here as a player representative and really just warm up the crowd to some faces on the team and get them excited for the season.
Cool. And Owen, welcome to We the Thunder. We know you probably listen all the time. #1 subscriber. You are on the USF hockey team. What's your position?
You're on mute.
There we go. There we go. New to the game. First podcast. But I am a defenseman. I've played the last 2 years, so
awesome.
But I have not had quite the busy summer that Tyler has had.
We keep active.
As a college player, what do you do in the off season? Are you out there at Brandon or Wesley Chapel, and do you?
So I play Wednesday night beer league or adult league up at Wesley Chapel for the summer. Keep me on the ice. But just trying to stay in the gym, stay fit, get ready for the season.
That's so funny because do you like feel the hate from like the 40-year-old guys that are in your league like me?
Yeah, sometimes people take it a little bit too serious, or they It is a little rough sometimes being the young guys, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. We know who you guys are. By the way, I'm not that guy. I'm the guy who can talk to you after the game and be like, "Hey, you should come play on my team." That's
Even
how
out
I
a little
roll.
bit.
That's how I built my dynasty, Puck Dynasty hockey. All right, so for either one of you guys, and I do have some questions for Owen, hockey related questions we're going to go through. But like, what do the people need to know about USF hockey? Like, when's it start? Where do you guys play? Why should the only people that listen to this show are like super hardcore Lightning fans? You've got to be to listen to us talk about the Lightning for an hour. So they love hockey. And this is kind of like another team that they can go watch some probably pretty good hockey games at right in our backyard. So tell the people, like, how do we find USF hockey? How do we follow? How do we go watch?
Yeah. So I guess I'll do the basics, and then I'll let Owen get more in depth on the player side. So we play up at Advent Health Center Iceplex in Wesley Chapel. It's about 15 minutes from USF campus. We play primarily Friday, Saturday, Sunday games. Our first home game is on the 23rd this upcoming September. We're really excited to roll out a very, very new production for the at-home viewers. So if you aren't able to get to games, we have a brand new production team coming in and amplifying what was already a pretty good product to watch. Now on the virtual side, it's going to be elevated, and then at home games, brand new student section unveiled at the end of last year with a soft launch, and we're really going to be excited to do a full launch this year for students, and then for alumni and just hockey lovers. It's always a phenomenal watch. I mean, towards the back end of the season, we averaged a complete sellout for the last 4 games. People are coming, they're watching, and they're watching a really good product. And Owen can expand more on the product on the ice and how it's elevated in his couple of years growing with the program.
But yeah, so over the last couple of years, I mean, Tyler mentioned it. Our last 4 home games were a crazy atmosphere, but I honestly think this year we have the most talent that we've had the last 2 years that I've been on the team. So I'm just super excited at that standpoint. But yeah, just going back to like where the student section and everything, it's just, if you haven't witnessed it, you really need to experience a USF hockey game. People don't understand, like no one knows USF has a hockey team until you tell them, and it's once you go once, you never go back. Just ask Tyler. Tyler had no idea, but we were a team until last year, and then
Whoa,
look at us now.
Year before, give me 2
the year
years.
before that.
I
But look
didn't
at us
know.
now.
I found out 2 years ago when Greg Wolf and Sonia started tweeting out about it and tweeting out the jerseys. And then I did the MS walk with Sonia, and a whole bunch of members of the Ice Bulls came out to support her in their jerseys and walked the walk also for MS with Sonia. So that was when I first learned that USF had a hockey team, because I didn't know either.
Yeah, so we put on a lot better production than most teams in our conference. I'll say that. So I will say, you just got to give us a try. You'll love it.
So what other teams are in the conference? It's all like Southeast schools, right?
So basically, pretty much any college team you could think of. Like, so we have games scheduled against University of Florida, Florida Atlantic, Embry-Riddle, which is in Daytona, and UCF is. But those are our biggest games of the year.
Gotcha.
And can't forget Tampa.
A lot of people don't realize that, there's actually some pretty decent hockey players in the Tampa Bay area. And, I realized it real fast because when I started to put together my team 10 plus years ago, I was grabbing all these guys that live here now, but like from New York, from Sweden, from Canada, from Minnesota. And before I know it, I have like a team of superstars in this area. Are you from Florida, Owen?
Yeah, so I've grown up my entire life in Florida. I've played hockey since I was 8 years old in Orlando. So I've stayed in Florida my whole life. I've been recruited to play prep school when I was younger, but I never left the state. But Florida has definitely grown a lot with hockey, with the success the Lightning have had, even the Panthers this last year. It's looking good in Florida.
How much of the team do you think will be like native Floridians?
I would say probably about half of our team is from Florida. Probably a little more than that, honestly.
Yeah.
But
All
it
right,
would
so-
surprise you how many people are from Florida that play hockey.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised because anywhere I drive these days, there's just a wall of traffic everywhere. So I figure everybody's just moved here now. There's a good question from Stephanie.
Yep. Stephanie wants to know admission to watch the game.
Yep. So pretty easy one to field there. Any of our non-tournament related games are absolutely free to watch. It's the absolute benefit of coming to it. All you have to do is show up. We're going to put on a great product. It's going to be a free viewing experience that we think is absolutely worth it. And it's free to watch. Outside of the tournament that I know we're going to get to down the line, where there is admission, no, our normal home games are free.
All right, I want to hear about that tournament, but I've got some serious hockey-related questions for Owen. You guys might not understand this. Me and Owen, like we're on the same wavelength. We play.
We're locked in.
We know what's going on. So position, we already got that. You're a defender. What's your number?
So I'm number 9.
Number 9. Okay, I'm 2 by the way. 2. But
Okay.
play center.
I used to be number 86 for Kucherov back in the day, but our numbers don't go that high for USF.
Tyler Johnson now.
Yeah, Tyler Johnson.
Do you have a pregame meal that you prefer?
I mean, I don't know. It's always pasta for me. Like a good chicken Alfredo sometimes is good. I'm not really too superstitious or anything. I don't do the same.
That was the next
day,
question.
but-
Do you have any of these odd superstitions? No, you just go out there and play.
I mean,
right?
I tape my stick the same way, but that's about it. Nothing crazy.
Let me give you a little tip. Go get yourself one of those Celsiuses before the next game.
Okay, I do drink some Celsius before games.
First time I had a Celsius ever was before one of my games. By the way, this wasn't USF hockey game. 4 goals. So now every game gets the Celsius treatment, but I haven't scored 4 since. Now, next one's good. A good question. I'm the worst at this because I'm the best at thinking about what my cellies are going to be, and then I'm so excited when I score that I totally forget about it. I told my team one game, I was like, guys, I'm going to go full Gronk style. If I score a goal, I'm going to go and grab the puck and I'm going to spike it as hard as I can on the ice. Of course, I score in the first period and don't do it. And they're like, what the hell, bro? So do you have that go-to celly? Can we see a little bit of it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't score too many goals, so it's still in the works, but definitely the violin.
Oh,
that's right in front of the
Maestro,
the new student section next year is going to get it. But
Is there a go-to for the team? Does everyone kind of go for the same celly, or is it just everyone's kind of got their own style?
Kind of everyone's got their own.
Gotcha. Which NHL player do you think would most resemble your play?
Ooh, that's good. I haven't thought about that question in a while, but I really loved the way McDonough played when he was on the Lightning. Just
So did we.
Shot blocking defenseman, not overly skilled, but very, very skilled. Very you couldn't. He was kind of hidden behind Hedman. He was definitely my favorite defenseman. So I would say I would be like McDonough.
He is missed here for sure.
Very, very missed.
Funny story about my play style, and this is something that came up in one of our very first episodes. I'm a little bit of a cross between Ryan Callahan and Gretzky, so they call me Caligretzky.
Caligretzky.
Normal comp.
Yeah.
Or more like Andre Schuster.
Yeah.
He did it again.
I'm only half the size of Andre Schuster. And one more, and honestly, I just pulled this one off of a Q&A with Connor Sheary that was the other day, and I thought it was a great question. Whoever asked this, I should have wrote down the name on Twitter. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized Victor Hedmans or one Victor Hedman-sized duck? I'll say that again.
Probably 100 Victor Hedman sized. No, that's a tough one.
No, the ducks at USF campus are scary.
They are scary. They do chase you. So are the squirrels. The squirrels will jump right up.
The squirrels,
the squirrels are
the ones that
everywhere.
the silent killers, though.
Yeah, you'll be eating at the Student Union building, and there'll just be squirrels all around you.
Here's a good one for Owen. There's a little delay here. So skates first or pants first?
I've always been a pants first guy.
Me too. Yep.
So I don't understand the whole over the skates, ripping your pants. I don't know. I don't know that. I can't get behind that.
I had to do that once, just because out of stupidity.
Yeah, you forgot
messed up my
to
order.
put them on.
And now my pants have that cut in them. So
I'm sure they make you go faster though.
Cool. All right, you passed the test.
Perfect.
So Tyler, what's going on with this tournament? Are all these teams coming down to our barn here?
Of course. Come on, we make it easy for our fans. Yeah. So this was a big thing I worked on primarily in the spring semester. I worked with the conference. I worked with our team president Alden Spratt. It's a shout out to him. I'm hoping he's listening to this. Absolute beauty there. Yeah, we were working on it more April, May. We started getting finalized details. As we got into June, some hiccups happened, with things. And then as we got into back into June, July, we were able to finally announce everything. And we were very excited to announce that, yes, we will have a full tournament here. It's the first weekend in November, the 3rd and the 4th. The third matchup is going to be us versus UCF in the late game. And then I believe that's at 8:30. And then UT and FAU are playing to open the weekend. The first seed, the two winners and the two losers will face off against each other the next day. The two losers are fighting to stay into the tournament for the next following season. And then the winners are fighting for a beautiful palm tree trophy that's going to be released quite soon. It's going to be glorious. And every team wants to be the first one to win it. And no team wants to leave this tournament. This is going to be something that will be annually held by USF. We obviously want to stay in the tournament. It's at our barn. It's important that we keep our barn protected. And it's going to be an intense one. We're mirroring it off of another successful tournament that the conference has held for since 1992 up in Savannah region with the Savannah Hockey Classic. So we're finally bringing a tournament down to Florida with some Florida teams, and it's going to be intense because a lot of these teams have rivalries already built in. So we're really excited to wheel it out.
And it's called the Battle of the Beach, correct?
Battle at the beach, yes.
I'm sitting here looking at the Ice Bulls schedule, and I see that's the graphic, the little design for the graphics, pretty cool. Brings a lot of little Tampa into there. So you guys, it's right there.
Beauty.
So a couple other notable games that early next year that I know someone like Stephanie, January 26th, January 28th, both against Florida Gators here at home.
You notice the gap there? What's going on the 27th there, Schoolie? January 27th.
Yeah, I'll help him out. It's our Gasparilla weekend games.
Oh,
so we have a little gap there for Gaspy.
So you guys go get drunk. Gotcha.
No.
Whoa. Just
Hey,
like Tyler, Schoolie.
Yeah,
Come on.
Tyler's still 17. Don't forget about that.
Apparently.
Well, I figured he was drunk now. He's got that Dolphins flag up there. So.
Yeah. I'm with Stephanie. We got to get out to some USF UCF games. That's got to be the biggest rivalry, at least for USF and UCF, right?
I don't know. I feel like our UT rivalry's been pretty big.
Honestly, I think our rivalry with UTampa is a little bit
I was
stronger.
gonna say Tampa UT would have to be pretty big there because
it's
Tampa Bay area, and those games are October 28th and October 29th. The home games against UT. So go to Wesley Chapel for that. I'll definitely be checking out probably that tournament if possible.
And UT's playing over in Clearwater, right? Is that their home?
Yeah.
rink?
Yeah, they play over in Clearwater.
Those guys, we like they misscheduled one of our games during their practice, so of course we got the boot as we're heading to the arena. So I'm with you. Take down those guys this year.
Absolutely.
Taking away my
UCF got beat 10-0 last time we played them, so I don't know how much of a rival they are. So I have to throw that into everything I do. It's kind of just
hopefully we make it 11-0 this year. So.
Well, that was last year. Yeah, you gotta do it again this year.
And it looks like the slogan this year is hashtag Stampede on Ice.
Yes. So yeah, if you follow that hashtag, most of our USF hockey related content's going through that hashtag, especially on Twitter. That's what we're trying to push. So that way everyone can go to one little place and they'll be able to find every bit of USF hockey content. We encourage our fans to use it as well. We will be featuring posts that use those hashtags throughout the season. So we encourage, if you make a USF hockey post, use that hashtag because our socials will start engaging with you.
Get to a game, take some pictures, tweet out your pictures, X out your pictures. And
yes.
X out your pictures and make sure you hashtag Stampede on Ice and get some exciting stuff from USF there.
Yeah, we'll let you know. We're gonna head out, so definitely follow along on Twitter, and we'll let you know what games we're gonna get out to for sure. You guys want to stick around and talk some hockey?
Of course.
Oh, and you okay with talking hockey? I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Well, there's
starting up.
There's not much to talk about, but there's some stuff. So we got some odd Lightning updates because there's nothing really going on right now. But one I saw from Greg Wolf, and Tyler probably already has this job, is there's Blue Crew auditions next week, which I think is a pretty cool job. So if you want to be part of that Blue Crew that kind of pumps up the crowd, August 22nd, which is next Tuesday, 6 p.m., you better go there. You better have a couple Celsiuses before you go there because they're probably looking for somebody that is super hyper and loud. But I think that would be an awesome job, not for an old guy like me, but if anyone out there is young and has some energy to pump up the crowd, wave those flags, now's your chance. Go be in the Blue Crew.
And run from one side of the arena to the other. Because let me tell you, I don't know if you've ever tried to get to the restroom real quick, and here's 3 Blue Crew people running past you to try to get to the next part before the whistle blows.
And they have like their own little locker room and stuff, and they get their own swag. Like when I did the tour at Amalie, when it came back, they showed us like their back room, and they had their swag all laid out. It's like, oh dang, they take care of the Blue Crew. I gotta go hook up with the Blue Crew because one of my absolute dreams in life is to go play one of those intermission games, specifically the one where they put you in like a bubble ball. So I'm going to do that eventually, I guess, against Thomas Schooley here.
I want to do that at the tic-tac-toe because I always get pissed when I see the people confused how they don't know how to place 3 X's in a row. So I want to see how really when you're under the gun, if you're really that bad.
It's a lot of pressure when you're out there for the first intermission.
A little secret, I guess, that I'll release now. The Blue Crew is coming out to our tournament for November 3rd and 4th. So if you want to try out then, I mean, I don't know if they'll allow you to, but feel free to give it a shot then. I mean, we'll let you on the ice. We'll see. Well, maybe. Let me get you to sign a waiver first.
I'm sure.
I will say I've known a lot of people on the Blue Crew too, and they just absolutely love that. So it's definitely a good opportunity.
You've had several people who came from USF join that was part of the cheering section of the football because, of course, USF football came first. And so Scott, my buddy Scott, who was part of the Blue Crew, he used to be a huge fan section in the USF students section there. So, yeah, and of course, if the Blue Crew's there, that means that Rolling Thunder will be there at the USF hockey tournament. So go check out. They're always giving away swag there.
You know what else started today? Well, I guess for some people, not everyone. Single game tickets went on sale. If you're kind of on the Lightning's mailing list, you have a code in your inbox right now. If you are not, you got to wait till Friday. So if you're looking to get your individual tickets, now's the time. And then some actual news from the team. The Southeast Rookie Showcase is happening. It's going to be hosted by the Panthers, but it's going to be down at the Hertz Arena September 15th through 18th. So they had kind of that rookie training camp. What was it, about a month ago? So this is going to be probably a bunch of those players. They're going to play the Panthers, Hurricanes, Predators. So if you want to head down to the Hertz Arena, all 4 teams are going to play each other once over I think it's a couple days. And it's free. So you can go check out your young Lightning players and see some of these prospects and some guys that'll hopefully be playing at Amalie Arena soon. And they're going to live stream it as well. So if you go to tampabaylightning.com, September 15th through 18th, you'll be able to watch some of those games.
Yeah, they've been playing there for the last couple of years. It's been down there, this tournament. And they always get a good contingent from Lightning and then also Panthers. But they also have Nashville coming in and Carolina comes in too. So it's a great time to be able to go down there if you can get down to the Hertz Arena. Wasn't it used to be Germain Arena?
Yes.
Yeah. It used to be Germain Arena. They've done it, I want to say, there for like 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch some of these young prospects and see what the Lightning have coming up soon, hopefully. It seems like we've kind of dried up the prospect pool since we traded so many draft picks in the last couple of years. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Lightning news. So that's September 15th through 18th. And I'm guessing that we're going to see probably the week after is when actual training camp and practices are going to start for the Lightning. Is that
in Brandon?
Right?
And Brandon, yeah. I mean, you have several of them that have now came back and are already practicing at Brandon. Brandon was getting a little bit of a facelift done. But Killer's been down there in his Ducks uniform. And then Cooch is there. Sergachev, I hear, is back. We just saw the tour from Archibald took and Point greeted him at the arena, and they got to go see the arena and skate on the ice there. So yeah, several of the players are coming back now, and we'll start privately. Training camp won't start for a couple more weeks because they always privately rent the ice for a couple weeks, just themselves. And this is the first year that they're actually allowed to have a coach with them. They just have to ask permission first. Was the new rule that came out this season. So they usually have that female skating coach. I can't remember her name. I can never remember her name. They usually have her during this time when they rent the ice out, and she helps with them, and then they'll go into full training camp.
So when's the actual training camp that we can go attend start?
They haven't actually announced it, but it's usually in September.
It's probably going to be around the same time as this showcase.
Right before Barb, that's her name. Barb is the one that they always hire. They always have come and help them with their skating and stuff like that when they rent the ice themselves. But usually it's right when preseason starts. And of course they have that game in Orlando this year.
Yeah. Cool. All right. NHL. There's, it's been typical NHL offseason. We had a couple things come down, none bigger than a huge trade. I guess it was about a week ago. Erik Karlsson back in the East, playing for the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is like the Pittsburgh Penguins' last gasp. So what do you guys think of Karlsson moving over to Pittsburgh? Does it actually make them a Stanley Cup contender?
I guess I'll start out, but
yeah, go ahead.
I mean, Karlsson, he's a one deal guy. 100-point defenseman. So I definitely think they're better off now than they were last year. But I also think they're a very, very old team. Like, you look at the Lightning. Lightning got a lot younger this offseason. Penguins only got older. So I think they're going to struggle with age, possibly injuries throughout the year.
Yep. I think we have to thank Toronto again for releasing a very talented GM.
Yeah.
I mean, you were able to chase away Jeff Petrie and Jeff Carter's just monstrosity contracts that was signed by the Brian Burke regime. and you were able to bring in a really good talent. Whether or not it works or not, I mean, you have to make an attempt with this core three that you have. I think it's a great trade just because of the cap you were able to chase away. And I know you're taking on a giant contract, but, I mean, you moved a ton of cap that really wasn't very attractive deals for any team to take.
True.
Yeah, I think this is Dubas's, like, he's trying to outdo Toronto. You know, he really got humiliated in Toronto, and now after saying I'll never play for another team, I'll never GM for another team, he goes straight to Pittsburgh, and now he's gotten some big names. I mean, they've gotten some name recognition in Pittsburgh this year. Is that going to lead to anything? I don't know. Carlson, I think his time is done and over with.
He played pretty damn good last year.
He did, but
on a bad team.
Well, it's going to be a bad team again this year.
Well, he's got more talent around him, that's for sure. But like I was saying, I think it's just their last gasp of this whole Sidney Crosby, Pittsburgh Penguins, Malkin. It's over after this season. So,
well, there was a little thing that now that they were trying to go after Yager to come back for one last
that.
And
just they might as well do
it. Penguins have signed Owen Welsh to a minor league contract.
Horns up.
So speaking about teams that were on their last gas, we had two Boston Bruins retire in the offseason, which was kind of expected because they both kind of retired last season, sort of. But Bergeron and Krajicki retired. Sounds like they're definitely not coming back. And Boston really had, you think the Lightning had a shake up in the offseason. Boston really looks different this season. They still got some good players. Shattenkirk being one of them that I know a lot of Lightning fans would like to see back here, but also a little bit over the hill. Lucic, got him back there in Boston. I can't believe he's still playing in the NHL, but he's back in Boston. So what do you guys think of, the Bruins having such a great season last year? And they also knew that, hey, this is going to be kind of our last run as this team as we know it. Going into this season with really kind of a new look with half their squad.
Sure. Well, a hole has to open up for Ottawa and Detroit and teams of Buffalo is the same. A hole has to open up, and I think Boston kind of signed their way to being that hole. I think Toronto got better. The Lightning still have their core here, so we're not going anywhere. And Florida's going to find a way to scrape into the playoffs. They're going to do the same BS they did last year. I'm not worried about it. I'm not talking about it. We're moving on.
Well, hey, the rumor right now is the Panthers are trying to get Kane.
Oh,
basically
no.
The last
Oh,
available.
injured Kane. Oh, no. Okay, but no, there's a hole open, right? So Boston opens up a great window for a team like Detroit and Ottawa. I think they're the teams that are sending thank yous to Bruins faithful for that. I think Lightning still have a playoff spot, but there might be a new face that we may not have seen in a while in Detroit, Ottawa, or Buffalo this year in the playoffs.
So you're thinking Boston's out. They're not going to make the playoffs.
Oh, I'm ready to eat my words in about 3 months, but yes, absolutely.
It's his biz prediction.
Oh, my gosh.
No, I said last year, the early season, that I thought last year was Boston's year to do it. I picked them as the team last year because of that. I thought it was obviously Bergeron's last season. It was the last swan song for them to all be together. So, yeah, I don't see them going anywhere this year. I really think Ottawa is going to be sneaking in there in the East. They picked up some good players. Even Detroit looks like they're getting better this season. And with Yzerman there, he's always looking to build. So Florida, they didn't change much. They lost Gudas. Who cares? He's joining Killer back over there. So, Florida's still going to be in there. I think Tampa, stayed even, maybe improved a little bit from what they got from what we lost. I don't think Boston is anywhere near what they were. Sorry, I was reading.
I think I'd agree. I think Buffalo's going to sneak in. Bold prediction, but I think Buffalo's sneaking in.
We all want that, don't we? No one's cheering for them to lose.
It's their time soon. We'll see if they can do it this year. I mean, it seemed like last year they started off pretty good. All I know is that Tage Thompson guy, he's got some skill.
Especially against the Bolts.
I know. What did he score a hat trick with their last game down here?
4, wasn't it? Wasn't it 4?
I think I was at the game. I probably started.
I was too.
All right. So speaking of talent, there's pretty much one video game that I still consistently play, and it is titled NHL whatever the next year is. I know a lot of Bolts fans were hoping to see a Lightning player on the cover. Was never going to happen. Do you know, Thomas Schooley, who is on the cover of NHL 24?
No.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Is it Marner?
Mr. Kale.
Is it Marner? Ew.
Oh, is it Kale McCarr?
Yeah. So they just announced a couple days ago he's the cover boy. Not surprising. He's been kind of like the.
I am deep in pumpkin season right now. Okay, so
deep in pumpkin spice.
For the last 2 weeks, I have been getting ready for today as the opening of pumpkin spice.
I'm just glad it's not Matthews again, because he was on it like 2 years in a row or something like that. Stupid. But here's the question for you guys: who would you like to see? It doesn't have to be a Lightning player, but who do you think really actually deserves to be on, I guess, NHL 25?
Owen?
I don't know. I don't know if you've seen our edits of the NHL cover we've had, but I think that'd be pretty cool to see.
Oh, yeah.
A USF Hockey player on there. But in all seriousness, I would say like Vasilevsky or Cooch would be really cool. But
yeah, I did a Photoshop one year where it was Cooch, and it was the number 1 BS edition, special edition of the game. But that'd be my pick. I would want to see Cooch on there. Or
I want to see Bassey.
Yeah, they never do goalies. I'm sure there's been a goalie. They've probably had Brodeur on there back in the day.
Yeah, I think Brodeur was the last goalie, and I think it was like NHL, like 12 or something.
So goalies, Bassey needs to have a killer like comeback season, and they might put him on there.
I know Stammer was on the cover.
He was
1 year, yeah.
Like 2013, 2012-ish, yeah.
Yeah, it's somewhere in my room, and it's signed by Rolison and I forget who else.
Rolo. So it must have been 2011.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
But yeah, Shooter, I DM'd you the true future cover. That should be featured. But, I think the goalie conversation, Vasilevsky is a great call. That are like Jan Ruda. Like, come on, third line defenseman. Where's their love? You know what I mean? Like bring that back. I don't know. Maybe some Zach Bogosian features, him barbecuing or something. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Here you go.
I'm a visionary, Now, this is one of the best pictures I think we ever took. The best one's him laying down on the ice, I was at that photo shoot, and it was pulling teeth to get him to do it. But when he did it, it was the best photo we ever.
Yes, this one. Yeah. Very nice. Love the shades. Very nice mustache as well.
Ooh.
Well done. Cool. All right. On any other off-season stuff with the NHL that kind of stuck out to you guys, like teams loading up or any other kind of stories?
They did the you mentioned it earlier. They did the Q&A the other day with Sherry, and there's a question on here that I liked a couple of his, but I wanted to ask Owen too. So what would your goal song be? They asked what would yours be?
I was thinking about it the other day, but I don't know the name of the song. I really like the Toronto goal song though. So maybe that one, but like that's
you can't play that here. You can't play
exactly.
They'll burn the barn down. You can't play that here.
Yeah, I'm not too sure though. I was thinking about it the other day, though.
So Sherry's was his goal song for the last 3 years was "Sherry Baby" by the Fourth Season. He said that one's worked out pretty well for him. Who's your favorite music artist, Owen?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm a big country guy, so like Luke Combs.
His is Morgan Wallen right now. We did the pregame stuff. So Sherry said he has a lot. The most common one is eating the same thing before each game. And then his was who are you most excited to play with? And he said Stammer. He's been around a long time, and I kind of grew up watching him play, and now I get to play with him. As Stammer, do you think that really makes you the old person when everybody now is coming in and saying, I watched you, and now I like being with you?
Yeah, they wanted to play like Stammer. Definitely. I don't know. I kind of feel it because I'm a third-year player, so I'm the veteran now. So it's kind of like the people I used to look up to, I'm now him. So it's like.
Well, who are you most excited to play with this year?
Who am I most excited? Alden Spratt.
Of course.
Do you have like a defensive pairing that you stick with, or you don't know yet?
So last year I played the whole season with the same kid, John Cooper, but that's always subject to change. Good
name.
Coop. But so that's who I played with last year. I played with him a little bit when I was younger, but nothing too long. I think that was pretty cool to get like reunited with him. But we're getting a lot of new defensemen in this year, so we'll see who I end up playing with this year. So,
does that help you to play with the same pairing?
It does, but so the one thing I've noticed in Florida is there's a lot of right-handed defensemen, which is rare because in the NHL that's like kind of a luxury to have a good right-hand defenseman. But I don't know. I always love playing with a lefty, and just so happens John Cooper is a righty, so it's a little weird sometimes, but
yeah,
it is nice playing with the same guy. You always know where he's at.
So I do have a question for Tyler and Owen. So I've been to Brandon a lot when the Lightning are there practicing and stuff, and the little kids really look up to them. And is the same thing when USF is practicing? Do you guys get some kids in there, or do you guys go and visit some of the kids that are practicing in other things and like give them pointers, help them? Because you see these kids nowadays, and luckily some of them are getting coached by former Lightning players. You have several former Lightning players that are now coaches in this area, which is great for the sport, building the sport in this area. Do you guys have kids come up to you guys and say, hey, especially being a defenseman, do you go and talk to other defensemen and be like, hey, what's your game, and try to help them?
So last year we had a an autograph signing thing where a lot of kids came in and we signed a whole bunch of pucks for them, threw pucks over the glass. Like, we have all that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't say like necessarily during practice. Like, our practices are really early in the morning or really late at night, so there's really not that many people at the rink. But we definitely have our fair share of interactions with the young ones, and they always ask for sticks and all that fun stuff. But can't afford just getting them
that goes far. That goes far with kids.
Exactly.
It does, because I'm at the glass for 41 warm-ups for 41 games every year for the Lightning. And Stephanie's there with me, and then Steven's there. Sometimes these people in the chat, we all hang out down by the penalty box for warm-ups. And the kids down there, just to get a puck over the glass, just, a wave, even a fist bump at the glass, it means so much to them that it's great to see, that connection if it's, in the college area also.
Yeah, we have this one father and son who always travel to our games. He'd always give us fist bumps. You could just tell it made him so happy. So definitely have some interaction with some kids. But
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a priority on my end, especially as well. Boost fan experience in every department. So student section was a big push at the end of last year. Alumni is being more engaged and connecting, and the youth fans as well. I don't want anyone to feel like they need to be hesitant on reaching out to me. If you ever want to reach out to me and how you can maybe encourage your kid or get an experience like that, I will love to find a way to make it happen for you, because I know the players love to help grow the game, because when I guarantee it, at a moment in Owen's life growing up, he had someone that helped impact and continue his career playing, because I played sports growing up too, and those moments meant a lot to me as a youth.
I don't know. You mentioned one moment. I remember when I was like really young, Steve Downey was on the Lightning, and we went to a training camp thing, and he slammed his stick right on the glass. It scared the crap out of me, but I'll like never forget that moment. So like I just kind of want to bring that to the USF Hockey.
See, Tyler, you need to get that little cover photo that they did and print those out and hand them out as a giveaway one time and let the players sign it. And then when Owen gets big and famous, all these people that had him sign it can come out and be like, look, this was way back when he was laying on the ice.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he when Owen's an executive at the Olive Garden, because we know what he does as a side job.
All right, let's wrap this up. But first, we're gonna play one more little game here. And how this started was I was like searching for NHL news, and specifically like, are they going to change any rules? Like, are they going to try to do anything different this season? I didn't really see anything, but I uncovered this article from 2011, so it's been a minute. But this article from Bleacher Report basically, proposed 10 potential rule changes for the NHL. So I'm going to go through some of these. Some of them are super cringy, but we'll go through them, and you guys can give me the thumbs up, thumbs down, what you think on if the NHL should try to change some of these rules. So number one is, should they increase the size of the goal? I think they've been talking about this for a very long time. We'll start with the D-man. Owen.
I don't know. I love a 1-0 game, so I say no. But
fair enough. Yeah, Sean Janol would be pissed. Our goalie would not like to cover more. So I'm going to also say keep it as is. We tend to score enough goals against UCF with the size of the way it is. So.
I say yeah, because I'd love to see all these other teams then make more memes of Vasi having 3 times the size uniform and say he's wearing the fake stuff like he has for the last 3 or 4 years. But no, for real, that sucks. Leave it as it is.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. There's no reason to change the size of the goals. I mean, I know they want to put a lot of these rules in to increase scoring because it's more exciting, but there's other ways to do it. All right. Shootouts. What if they go from the best of 3 to best of 5 to end a game? Are we into that one? I think I'd be okay with that one because 3 sometimes seems a little short to decide a game on.
I don't know. I feel like we should get rid of the shootout altogether.
Yep.
Just do more 3-on-3, or even go down to 2-on-2. But that's just my thoughts. I've never been a fan of shootouts.
Nope. It's stupid to lose a game because of a shootout.
Yeah. But best of 5 instead of 3, Tyler?
Gosh, if you're going to do it, absolutely. I mean, as a fan, I know players hate it, but as a fan, I'm not going to lie. I get a little excited for a shootout sometimes. Just extend overtime so we don't even have to worry about a potential shootout. But I get there's some teams in the league that can't figure out how to score on a 3-on-3. So, they'll bring it up to 5. Why not? We're here, right? Let's entertain the crowd.
That's a good point. Some of these teams get super conservative on that 3-on-3 just because they don't want to lose possession. They should put something in there to make them have to move forward, but that's a whole another can of worms.
Yeah, I always think that there should be a rule where once you cross the blue line, you can't take it back, because that's to waste 2.5 minutes of the overtime.
Listen, the Lightning's good at doing that. So they're good at resetting that play and waiting for the fresh players to get out.
But you can spend 4 minutes just kind of skating around with it, trying to get that good opportunity.
And they've done it and won it with like 2 seconds left.
Yeah. All right, this one's a little bit crazy. Eliminate offsides. Tyler, what would happen if they did this?
I don't think it's up to the fan. I think you got to ask the defenseman if that's okay. I don't think he'd be too chill with that.
Definitely not.
No,
We had our
you
fair
just
share
have
of cherry pickers.
cherry picking all day. You just have people staying behind you all day, right?
Yeah, I feel like it'd slow the game down a lot if you had people just standing all the way out on the far blue line waiting for a pass. But
Now, do you guys remember, Schoolie? I know you do. Do you remember the 2-line pass rule?
Jeez.
You guys
I
don't
don't
even
want
know
to
what that
age
is,
you.
do
I
you?
don't want to age you, but I don't think I was alive whenever that was a rule.
Yeah. There was a 2-line pass rule. You couldn't pass through 2 lines.
Yeah.
So like blue to red. No. I can't believe that was a rule either. But glad they fixed that one.
No, you can't get rid of offsides. You can't.
No, that one's just kind of outlandish. Here's one I think we're all going to agree on. Let them fight. Get rid of fighting or let them fight more.
Got to talk to our commissioner and let us fight again. He keeps suspending us for games. I don't know about all that.
Oh, you know what though? And I should have brought this up earlier. Kim was telling me that one of the minor leagues is abandoning fighting completely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the Canadian junior leagues, I believe.
Yeah. So that'll be kind of interesting to watch. Like, do you think more players will be like, yeah, I want to go play in that league because I don't want to fight?
I don't know. I feel like fighting just it kind of governs the game itself. Like it keeps like the antics down. But what do I know?
All right.
I mean,
So we all want more fights, right?
you can't take it out. I mean, you could suspend people. That's fine. But you can't really take it out. I don't really think that's necessary.
Yeah, you have to keep it. There's got to still be some enforcers in the league. I mean, if you don't have fighting, then what's Maroon still doing in the league, or Kane, or who else? Well, a couple of them. So you can't keep it out. You got to keep the enforcers in there.
All right. Another kind of crazy one here. What if the NHL introduced a 2-point shot, just a 2-point goal? The article went with scoring from behind the blue line. I don't like that idea. Maybe like I'm thinking more of, again, you guys probably aren't gonna know what I'm talking about, like some sort of American Gladiator style where if they shoot from like this circle area, you can get 2 goals. But
if it goes through the 5-hole, you get an extra point. If it goes over the left shoulder, you get a half a point. No, it sucks.
I'm not against figuring out a way to put a 2-goal or a 2-point shot.
I feel like I'd be okay with like a money puck in like an all-star game, but that's about it.
Think of the injuries that's going to cause, because people are going to be slap-shotting that from way out there. And then you get someone like Ryan McDonough with his eye, gets right there in the way, and it's going to break some bones from some of them shots.
Well, Owen's point total is going to fly up if we have a 2-point shot.
I love that.
At least shot on goals will.
Yeah, 1 goal, I already doubled my match from last year. But
all right. Well, I don't think that one's going to happen any sooner than any of these other ones. So let's go with the next one is let referees have complete control of calling goals, not Toronto. Do we want to allow some of these refs to be the final say on if these are goals or not?
Like I say, I liked it back when there wasn't a replay. I mean, we've been beneficiary to many good calls, but it's part of the game. Is there's always that, human error.
yeah, I think it got a little excessive once it started going like the challenge of the offsides, which is like a quarter of an inch, if not. Like, I think it's a little ridiculous sometimes. But then half the time, I know someone mentioned it, they don't even know what goaltender interference is, so it's kind of hard for you to, like, call it on the – like, Toronto to call it when they don't even know what – like, define what goaltender interference is. Like, one thing will look like it, and then it's a headache.
Yeah, I think we need to draw some lines in the replay system anyways. because it's just causing problems consistently. But I think it's worth having a review. I mean, you want to get the call right. In the end, you don't want a game being decided because of an eye. If it's your team winning because of it, you have no problem with it. But if you lose a crucial game because of something that we could just easily use technology to solve, you're really just kicking yourself, right? So keep the tech in the game. I would say less human error, the better. Honestly, that might be an aggressive take, but
now we're friends with Nigel, so he would be out of a job. So
fair enough. Right?
So
I can talk about the refs and be okay because I'm in the stands. So it starts talking about the refs.
I think most of us just don't like how it's Toronto where they decide all of that stuff, that mission control or whatever it's called.
We're just somewhere neutral, like Tampa, like.
I think it should be in Orlando, personally.
Atlanta, they couldn't keep the Thrashers. At least
then you're trusting UCF people to run that system.
True.
So.
You know what? Let's just go completely off-site Houston.
Oh. Yeah, there's going to be an NHL team there.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know. Arizona's looking like it's going to Houston.
No, Arizona just said they're building a arena now.
It changes every 48 hours.
Yeah.
They're not even playing any of their preseason games at home.
No.
They're just traveling around like a circus.
They got Australia this year.
Yeah, they got the Australian game. That'd be cool to go to. All right, so we got a bonus one because you guys just reminded me of an article that I saw sometime during this offseason that I think might have been actually discussed at NHL meetings, and that was when you score a shorthanded goal, that negates the whole penalty. So not only do you get your shorthanded goal, but you cancel the other team's power play when that happens. I'm not against that, but I don't think the NHL will go for that because the NHL just wants more scoring, so they still want that other team to get the power play even after you score that shorthanded goal. But would you guys go for that one?
I would say 100%, yeah. Kind of like it's a reward for scoring short. It's difficult to score shorthanded. I also think that if you score on the power play, I feel like you should keep your power play. I don't think you should lose it. But that's just me.
Oh, okay.
I like that, actually. Yeah, no, I think that's a good point. It has to work in both ways simultaneously. Like if you could lose your power play, you should also be able to keep it if you keep scoring. So
I think one cool rule that our conference does is if you score while there's a delayed penalty, you still get the power play.
I like that. I like that.
So that is one of the rules I really enjoy about our conference. It's actually helped us out quite a few times over the last few years, but
nice.
I like that rule.
It's definitely going to benefit the Lightning because they can't score and save their life on that.
All right, next one. I'm all about high stick goals. So if you bat that puck down, I think it's the actual length or the crossbar.
It's the crossbar,
right?
yeah.
So if your stick's above that crossbar, hits the puck, deflects it in, no goal. I think it should be a goal.
Yes.
Goal's a goal.
I don't care where it come from. It should be a goal.
And I feel like defensemen would get really good at shooting it really high, and people would just start waving their sticks at it. I feel like that would start a havoc.
It's not going to be safe, but nobody said hockey's safe.
This is why we need fights.
Right. I was going to say, it just starts more fights. It's fine.
All right. Two more here. We are going to get rid of the trapezoid zone. So if anyone does not understand what that means, behind the goal net, there is a trapezoid, and that is where the goalies can play the puck. If they're outside of the trapezoid, they will get a penalty. This used to not be a rule. You used to be able to play that puck as a goalie all behind the net. Do you guys think that they should get rid of this rule where you can only handle the puck as a goaltender in that trapezoid?
Yes, you saw a lot more goalie fights when there was no trapezoid rule.
All goes back to fighting.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of if you're a goaltender, tend the goal. It drives me insane watching a goaltender leave the net and then the goal gets scored because of that. So, I would
so many more.
I would just
I
say
don't know, I'm kind of the opposite there, Tyler. I love when a goalie gives me a pass right on the stick. Nice breakout. But I don't know. I feel like the trapezoid's a good rule. Keeps the goalie in the net. But I feel like goalies should be subject to a little bit of contact if they're outside of the crease. That's just me. But
land hits on goaltenders though.
it would also start more fights. So
So there we go. Leads to fights. I'm all for it.
This one would really change the game a lot more than you really think it would. All right, last one is actually garbage. Nobody's gonna like this one. Shootouts in the playoffs. No, thank you.
No.
Absolutely not. That was like, we have to put one more because we need 10. Let's just throw this garbage on this article and call it a day. So no, that's ridiculous. Let's not do shootouts in the playoffs. We don't even want them in the regular season.
exactly.
Now, we did, Thomas and I were talking earlier, we did talk about the proposed, and I don't know if this was just fan proposed, going from 3-on-3, or wait, starting at like 5-on-5, going to 3-on-3, going to 5-on-5, 4-on-4, 3-on-3, and then I guess eventually 2-on-2. But
It's a goalie fist fight to end it.
yeah, right. That would be interesting. I think the problem you have with changing the regular season and adding more potential time on the ice is that players are going to want more money. That Players Association is going to have to get paid for that. So I don't know if we get many changes anytime soon to regular season rules.
No, they're in their meetings this year. They came out with nothing. They couldn't agree on anything between the owners and the Players Association, so I don't see anything in the next couple of years.
All right, that is it. USF Ice Hockey, the Ice Bulls. Where can they go follow the team? When's that first game again? Let the people know.
So it's Hockey Club USF on both Instagram and Twitter. Those are our primaries. We did just release a new website, icebulls.com. And real quick, it's only going to be relevant for another 24 hours, almost 26 hours if we want to do good math. I'm in school still. I can say that I do math. So for the next 26 hours, the jersey pre-sales for our home and away jerseys are still live. So if you want to look like Owen, or at least dress like him, you won't be as built as Owen is. I mean, come on. But go get your USF replica jerseys live now for a couple more days. We will have more merchandise slowly leak out throughout the upcoming season and during the season. But for now, those jerseys are finally back. Feel free to grab one while you still can.
Cool. Oh, and you got anything else to tell the people?
I don't know. I just hope we see you guys. What is it? September 23rd at our home opener against Embry-Riddle. It's gonna be a great game.
Owen's going to be playing the violin.
I hope so. Right in front of the student
You got to
section.
hold him to it. He's not going to be like me. He's gonna do his celebrations.
Yeah, right after I have my pregame Celsius, I'll do the violin.
Yeah, double up.
Maybe I'll do it 4 times.
Cool. School, you got anything else to tell the people?
No, but let's do a little contest. If someone does go to one of their first couple of games, come on one of the podcasts. We'll do our schedule coming up and let us know, and someone will win my tickets to one of the games, one of the Lightning home games. So go out and support USF.
I'll be there. So make sure you follow them. Make sure you follow this podcast at We the Thunder Pod on Twitter, X, whatever the hell they call it on. And you can follow me everywhere with that little @Shooty Shoots on the Instagram and X, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to follow us. Next podcast. Good question. No idea. That's how we roll. We will do one next month. And then we will be back into probably the weekly rotation. And we've got some pretty exciting different stuff coming up. So stay tuned. Follow us. We're going to do things a little bit differently this season, and we're going to have a little bit more fun too. But yeah, we're gonna probably just do one next month and then get back into it once the season starts. It's gonna be here before we know it. So until then,
Tyler, someone did ask, do you guys have any hats out yet?
Oh, soon, because I need one. I'm a hat guy.
yeah.
I also need to get my hands on one of those.
Gotta get a hat, you know.
Can you? Do you guys have them so you can buy them when we go to games, or do you have to go to?
I will. My goal is to have physical things to look at, and then sell via our online shop. That way, people know exactly what they'd be getting their hands on. So that's my priority. It probably won't be the first game, but by the time we reach our second game, we absolutely will have a merch booth. We're focusing the first game to be more informative, to have our booths be more informative, to teach people about the team and grow the game. And then as we get deeper in the season, more merchandise and more ways to win some USF hockey stuff and all that fun stuff. We'll be doing some fun things this year.
Can't wait. Can't wait to be out there. Can't wait to meet you guys. Put me down for at least one Ice Bulls hat. And I'll see you guys in a couple months here. Until then, folks, make sure you follow us so you can keep track of when we will go live next. And I've been telling Thomas Schooley we're gonna go do a live recording, not necessarily a broadcast, but a recording at the Lightning's training camp for one of these practices as well. So we'll keep you posted. Follow us on the X. Until then, this has been We the Thunder. Don't forget to be the Thunder.
That's it?